Thursday, June 20th. Here's what's coming up on the mayor's office.
So I'm like, Willie, what happened, dude? I'm like, why are you bleeding so bad? He's like, Casey's like, on the bottom of the pile, Farnsworth had his fingernail in my eyeball trying to pull my eye out. I'm like, are you serious? Like, yeah, he was trying to gouge my eyeball out. I'm like, oh my God.
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top. Keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up. I'm coming up. The good life. Good life. Oh, good life. Good life. Good life.
Coming in hot. Get you out here in Montana. What's up, brother?
Look at you, man. God's country, take two, man. This is unbelievable. You look so relaxed.
I brought my flannel too. Like I gotta wear a flannel when I'm in Montana. You know, I can't come here with like a Lululemon top. I gotta get here. I gotta wear a flannel. Like feel like I'm part of the culture. You know what I mean?
You have Lululemon tops?
Yeah, you don't have a couple Lululemon tops? Things are great. Are you nuts?
No. What have you been doing out there?
Dude, yesterday was incredible. We took these ATVs, and no, Mom, they're not like the old school ATVs, like where you're open air. You know, we were sitting. They're like buggies.
Okay.
They're like these buggies, and you sit in them. And dude, they were incredible. So me and Sarah, one, my buddy Charlie and his wife Nina were in one. And dude, it's so funny too. There's no guide. The guy's like, "Hey, just head up here. Look at this map. Get a map." Thank God Sarah it was a Girl Scout because she's like she was locked in, taking pictures, Google mapped it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
dude, so we go up this road, change like, you know, we're up the highway. That thing goes 75 miles an hour. This dude buggy we have, rips, dude, rips. So I wasn't going 75, I was going like 45, but I was like, I didn't want to be on the highway, you know. So anyway, we turn off about 4 miles up, and then we go up the mountain, dude. Bro. It was, I mean, talk about a perspective bomb. I really believe, you know, sometimes you need to change scenery in life, you know, not to escape your life, but to like change perspective at times to realize there's a huge world out there. You know, It's not just, you know, out where, you know, in Rockville Center or Upper St. Clair. I mean, there's a huge world out here sometimes. And like being out here, dude, being in the mountains, like seeing, like we saw like an eagle's nest. We didn't see any bear, which I was hoping for, but we saw like, dude, the rivers out here and the lakes are like as blue as can be. But you know, the trees, you can see the trees in the background. There's huge pine trees they go all the way up, you know, and they're everywhere. It's just a different feel. It was so beautiful. So, but dude, we come up, we're literally, I mean, thousands of feet elevation. We've been driving up this mountain in a terrain where it's like, we're not on the road, dude. We're on like you know, we're like that, all the way up down. And the guy told us, he's like, you got to really pay attention, but you'll see and it's barely this small path. There's a small path in the woods. He's like, if you take that, you get out of your ATV, get on foot, and then walk like 200 some yards into the woods. There's just a huge lake in the middle of the woods, dude. No, seriously, like, so. Exactly, dude. We walked in. I was like, it was so quiet. It was like beyond, the silence was amazing. So we walked like 250 yards into the forest, and there was this lake in the middle of the forest, dude, just sitting there. And I was like,
you hop in? Did you go into it, or you just admire?
I didn't hop in. I must admit, I was a little nervous. So
yeah, you don't want that leech scene from Stand Up.
Yeah. So we just stood there in silence for like 20 minutes, and it was just like, it was one of those feelings. So anyway, dude, it was an awesome day yesterday, man. We drove those things for like 5 hours. We had a blast. Went to Glacier National Park for a little bit. It was really cool. Really cool.
Totally, honestly, like that looks like the fakest green screen background behind you right now. It really is unbelievably. It looks fake. It's so beautiful. It's so perfect.
Like, it actually does, dude. It looks fake. And last night, you know, it doesn't get dark here till later, so it was like 9:30 last night.
I saw that. It was like daytime. I was like, I saw when you posted that, and I was like, wait a minute, that was like midnight my time. That was like 10 p.m. your time.
10 p.m. Yeah, it was still light out.
That's so weird.
It was incredible. Wasn't that a beautiful? I mean,
Oh,
I posted it on
the
Instagram.
moon,
I had to post
huge
it. The
moon.
moon, the full moon was over here. The sun was setting over there, and the lake was still very visible.
That's
It was
crazy.
amazing. I was going to bed and I looked out the window. I was like, I got to go out and check that out. Then I told Sarah, I was like, you got to come out here and check this out. It's incredible. So it's beautiful out here, dude. Oh,
Great.
if anyone has never been to Montana, try to get out here. This is it's
Yeah.
incredible. I'm gonna, it's one of those places. Have you never been here, Chinch? Have you?
No, I gotta go. I
You
really
got to come out, dude. You and Jess have to come out, dude. You have to come out here.
100%. Yeah. Well, you're relaxed. I'll tell you who's not relaxed. It's the Yankees and the Orioles, man. That battle these last 2 nights has been epic. I mean, they look like the 2 best teams, and they look like they want to beat each other. And there's a little bad blood, right? So 2 nights ago, obviously, Judge gets hit on a hand. Didn't play last night. He wanted to play. Boom was like, easy.
Take it easy.
Yeah. Like, meanwhile, Stanton basically did his own Stanton from 2 years ago impersonation / Judge of this year. Hits a 3-run bomb to cut it close. Hits the game tying base hit after Volpe gets a double to set the stage for the Yanks and the Yankees. It was a great game on both sides. But let's go back. 7th inning. Yankees are still a little fired up. Judge got knocked out the night before. What do? Gunner Henderson, right in the back shoulder blade. I looked at it. I see it. It was 7th inning. It was a 3-run game. Nobody on. Kind of the time.
How many outs? How many outs?
There was either 0 or 1 out, but it was time. It was like
the perfect time.
Textbook. Okay, if you're gonna hit the guy on the other team, hit him right now with this score in this inning. Okay. Now I got to bring up the Orioles announcers who do a great job. It's Kevin Brown, Brett Hollander. I don't agree with what they said when that happened. So I'm gonna read you a couple quotes. Okay. First one, this is from a Hollander. Quote, that was right up and in, and home plate umpire Gabe Morales has to warn them now. Everyone is chirping for it. Okay. He continues. Let's see. Oh, this is Brown now. Gunner Henderson handled the situation very maturely yesterday, and whatever.
So did they miss them?
No, he hit him yesterday.
So sorry, I know. We said up and in.
Oh yeah, up and in, and
so they hit him.
Drilled him in the back. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is Brown. Brown says Gunner Henderson handled the situation very maturely yesterday. That's when they missed him, and whatever that was about. He's handling it very maturely right now. Yes, check. Gabe Morales did not warn either bench. I'm very surprised by that. Okay, so they doubled down on that. Now, here's where it's really wacky. Who says this one? This is Brown again. Here's what I can say. If the Yankees were thinking about doing something like this, down 3 runs in the 7th with the bases empty, is the time you might try to do it. And if they did do it, and if they did throw it up and in intentionally to Gunner Henderson, then frankly, shame on them, he says. So the 2 things I take a little umbrage with are, one, why issue warnings? I don't think you have to. I think that it's over. I think shake hands. You guys are both now go play, both teams. And number 2, shame on nobody. I love it. You hit our guy, we hit your guy. It's over now. Hopefully tonight there should be no warnings, in my opinion. No warnings at all. Play the game. If the first guy hits somebody, now you're now your team. Now you shame on you. But I think it's over. Your thoughts as a former Major League Baseball?
Well, I think that let the players handle it. I just think we've gotten. I think over the years the umpires have gotten involved too quickly in a lot of the unwritten rules of baseball, as far as giving warnings too quickly. A ball's up and in, a warning here. You hit Aaron Judge, back in we're gonna hit Gunner Henderson. You hit Ken Griffey Jr., we're gonna hit Albert Pujols. I remember those days, back in the listen, you hit our superstar, we're gonna get you, we're gonna hit you, and it's gonna be done. And everyone moves, and that's why I love the way Gunner Henderson, hey, dude, you did it right, man. Just go to first base. Because, and then let's play baseball. Coming tonight, you don't feel that angst. You're like, okay, it's all good. They hit our superstar, we hit their superstar. Let's now go play baseball. And I think I like that the umpire didn't give a warning. Mm-hmm. I think common sense gets lost sometimes, in this whole thing. Just let it handle itself. Let the players police themselves. And I think the fact that sometimes in baseball we don't let that happen, I think that's when things really get out of hand. And that's when the managers come out and they're pissed off about the warnings and all this stuff. But let them handle it themselves. And I still remember. I remember Griffey was getting hit a ton when he first came to Cincinnati, and I remember the pitchers getting together and saying, "Hey, we got to get somebody, Like Junior shouldn't have to come. Judge didn't tell anybody. Boone didn't tell anybody.
Boone wasn't even there 2 nights ago. Boone was at his kid's high school graduation 2 nights ago, so he wasn't even there 2 nights ago when this all started.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right. So that's what I mean. It's like there's no doubt the pitchers got together and said, "Hey, we got to get somebody, and you got to get a big fish. You don't hit Judge and then hit Santander. You know what I mean?
Right.
You hit Judge, you're hitting Gunner
Yeah.
Henderson. Like so, you're going to send a message like, okay, we don't want to play this game. And also, too, if you're going to come in, you better be to come in better than that. Than running in on a guy's hands and maybe take out the best superstar in the game, like we saw in Mookie Betts the other day. Like, if you're going to pitch inside in the big leagues, like you got to be able to come in there and without hitting guys.
Yeah, I agree completely with what you just said, and I also agree with something you said a couple days ago before the series started. You said these two teams are really good. Part of the reason why is because they both have a great combination of youth and veterans who know what they're doing, and I think that right there just says like they handled it. And I think Judge is going into that locker room today going, "Hey guys, thanks for having my back. It's over. Let's go play baseball." And I think the Orioles, I even think Gunner's is kind of old soul enough that he's like, "Hey man, I took it, I wore it. Let's play baseball tonight. Let's beat him on a field tonight." I think that's what's going to happen tonight. I don't think you're going to see any more. What is it? Ruckus?
Ruckus.
You describe the ruckus? Can you describe the ruckus, Mr. Bender? Anyway, that's my thought. I agree with you. I think we're.
No, I agree. I think. Listen, a little old school there. Like I said, I love that Gunner Henderson ran down to first, and that everyone knows it's done. And let's play some baseball.
Yeah, and now if you want to make some sort of comparisons, folks, yesterday is a great anniversary date to compare what happened in a Yankees Orioles game last night to what happened back in the day in a game where Sean Casey was involved with one of the biggest human beings on earth on the opposing team. And frankly, the guy on his side's a pretty big dude too. And it might be one of the most legendary things that's ever happened in a sporting event. And Sean Casey, little known fact, was directly in the middle of what I'm talking about. Can you elaborate?
Dude, it was the anniversary of the Kyle Farnsworth spear on Paul Wilson in Cincinnati. Dude, it was great because there was some tension brewing at the time, and obviously Paul Wilson was the starting pitcher for us, and Farnsworth for them. And Willie went to turn to bunt, and Farnsworth buzzed him up and in. And dude, it was the first time I've ever seen a pitcher charge a hitter in my life. Paul Wilson stepped up. All Paul Wilson said to him was, "Hey, that was a little close." And then Farnsworth goes, "What'd you say?" He's like, "I said I was a little close." And then Farnsworth drops his glove, takes off running. Wilson throws the bat. Farnsworth hits him like Goldberg back in the day, WCW, lifts him in the air, dude. You go look at the replay. Wilson's both legs are in there, drops them. Then there's mayhem, dude. All of us are out there. There's a video of me, Sean Estes, who's a buddy of mine who used to pitch with the Reds a little bit. I'm in there, grab him, throw him out. He's trying to go back in. It's absolute, man. Dusty Baker's going after Ray Knight. You know what I mean? Dude, it was a legit brawl, right? Dude, so we get everybody. We on the bottom is Paul Wilson though, and you can see Farnsworth is still. You can't see, but you can see there's still a ruckus at the bottom. So we pull him off. Farnsworth has this look in his eyes, like, "Oh yeah, I love that." Like he was just a dog. It was like Leland smoking a heater or a dog eating a ribeye. You know what I mean? It was like incredible. So he comes out. He's like so satisfied. We pull Paul Wilson out, dude. Chinch, he is bleeding from his eyeball down to his nose, and it looks like someone like took a knife to him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, "Willie, what happened, dude?" I'm like, "Why are you bleeding so bad?" He's like, "Case." He's like, on the bottom of the pile, Farnsworth had his fingernail in my eyeball, trying to pull my eye out. I'm like, are you serious? Like, yeah, he was trying to gouge my eyeball out. I'm like, oh my God. That's not the right guy you want to go after is Kyle Farnsworth. The guy's like a black belt. You see him now too. He's Jack Diesel. He's like weightlifting every day. Like, but back then, dude, he was a monster too. He biggest legs in the game. So that was a crazy brawl, dude. Tell you the truth, those are scary, man. When you see baseball balls, but when you have 20, 50 grown men in it, initial adrenaline rush
Mhm.
of testosterone really coming out when somebody's and now we're in a real fight. Sometimes guys come out, hey, ha, ha, ha. I mean, this is a brawl. You know what I mean? So like, it's unnerving, dude. It is an unnerving place to be, but you're so jacked up when you're in there. Like you can see how like, the fight or flight comes in, like it's time to fight, and it's a crazy feeling. It's a crazy place to be, and like and that's why the energy of the crowd, the place is going nuts. That was a crazy anniversary. That was 21 years ago yesterday. Right?
Unbelievable.
Crazy.
That's a great
Wow.
story, dude. That's an all-timer. It's an all-timer.
Yeah.
So yes, or Yankees fans just understand that you did not see, see something to the level that Sean Casey saw that day. That was unbelievable. It's so funny that the cutaway was you pulling Estes. I was going to ask you, like, what were you if you had a beef with Estes, but you were boys with Estes? You were like, you try to grab your buddies and go, let's get out. Let's
Yeah, well, no,
teams, right? Like you just try
Well,
to.
Estes came in was being real aggressive, so
Oh,
I just kind of was like, "You're looking for." I didn't know it was Sean at the time. You're just
oh,
looking to grab people off the pile. So I grabbed him, threw him off the pile. He started going back in, and I spun him, and I'm like, "Shawnee," I'm like, "Settle down." He's like, "No, no," and next thing you know, it's like we didn't throw any punches, obviously, but it was mayhem. Dude, one other quick brawl story.
let's go.
2000, talk about superstar. Griff had been getting hit a ton, right, Junior, and um, you could hear there was, and that we, I think it was a thought process the pitchers hadn't handled it yet, and they should have, and so you could feel a little tension in the clubhouse, like man,
Mm.
like, somebody's got to go down here, like somebody's got to go down. So sure enough, Scott Sullivan comes out, great guy, Sully from Alabama, just a good old country boy, but a tough dude, comes out, and he remember Brian Hunter.
Yeah,
Not Atlanta Brave Brian Hunter, tall, skinny Brian Hunter, great guy. B Hunt's a great guy. But dude, somebody needed to go down. He comes in. Scott Sullivan drills him right in the arm. I mean, a little up high, but it was like 88. Drilled him right here, skimmed off him. Dude, I'm playing first base. Here we go, dude. Brian Hunter comes out. Sully lines up with him and bam, I mean, Sully hits him, boom, boom. I mean, 3 shots. I mean, you have to go look at this tape. He comes out, Sully hits him 1, 2, 3. Hunter goes down, dude. I'm coming in. It's a day game. I got my flips on. I'm coming in, my sunglasses. I'm coming in. I'm almost there, dude. Because I'm one of the closest. I'm almost there. I turn to my left, dude. Talk about scary. The whole Colorado Rockies team is now. It's like a tsunami of Rocky players.
that Rockies team was huge.
They were huge, dude. They were huge. So here comes Todd Helton. Here comes Larry Walker. Here comes I think I don't know if Dante was there. No, Dante wasn't there. I think he was with us. But just big dude, Vinny Castillo, all these guys go, bro. Literally, I'm like 10 feet from Sullivan and Hunter, but obviously Sully's handled his business, and I literally just crumble like a 2-year-old. Literally, I fell down, my glasses, and I got crushed by the sea of Rockies. Guys are laying on me. My glasses literally broke in half. My hat's off, and I'm trying to help like these guys are. But like, dude, like I said, when teams charge, it's mayhem. And like I'm in there to keep peace too, but I got crushed. So I ended up on the bottom of that pile. Being on the bottom of a dog pile like that, dude, is it's scary because you are kind of suffocating. You got all these dudes on you. It's crazy, man. Crazy stuff.
That is crazy. That is
Yeah.
dangerous stuff. It's so much fun, though. It's so fun. I love it.
You get out, you're like, oh yeah, you get out, your
You talk
adrenaline's
about
so
that.
high.
It's almost like being in a fraternity. You talk about it like the rest of your life with those guys. Remember that time we got in that brawl? It's like war stories. Anyway, actual baseball did happen in other games too. Last night, Twins lost. Royce Lewis throwing error at the end of in extras, and that's how they wound up losing the game. But it doesn't matter. I got to go backwards. You have been like at the top of your lungs screaming about how dynamic Royce Lewis is. I'm just going to give you his stats right now. He's only played 13 games, but he's hitting 314 in those 13 games with 7 homers, 11 ribbies, and a 12.52 OPS. If you look, he's been hurt and they can't keep him on the field, right? His 162 game average, and I know you can't say that about somebody that's hurt, but he's 314, 47 homers, and 133 RBIs would be his 162 game average. Now, of course, that's not even close. Nobody does that. Nobody plays that many games. And you're going to have ups and downs during the season. But this guy he's got elite skills, Sean. Elite skills. And you've been pumping him up for months.
No, he does. I love this kid. I got a chance to coach him at the Under Armour All-American game. Oh, not the Under Armour All-American, at the Futures game. The Futures game, the All-Star game a few years back in Cleveland. Tommy was the manager and I was the hitting coach, and we had a blast. But Royce Lewis was there. What a great guy. And but yeah, I love this kid, man. Like I said, as soon as he stays healthy and gives us a full season, he'll be a household name. You know, with the numbers that he's putting up, you know, are incredible. Now you're like, you look at the Twins, you're like, superstar player alert. You know, we thought it was Buxton. Buxton's, you know, had a tough time staying healthy, and you know, he's not the superstar player that we thought he was going to be. But Royce Lewis, if he stays healthy, actually has a chance to be that superstar. So, yeah, man. If you're not paying attention, tune into the Twins. Check the box score every night because he's doing something special every night.
Yeah, I'm going to give you one more stat because you said your dad likes my new stats. I keep bringing, right? You said,
yeah, I love it. Dad.
All right,
I told you,
Mr. Case, the stats for you, okay? Including the playoffs, Royce Lewis has hit 314 with 29 homers and 74 RBIs in his 90 games as a major leaguer. I'll read that again. 314, 29 homers, 74 RBIs in 90 games.
Wow, that's incredible, dude.
When he's on the field, he's the best player on the field.
Exactly.
Wow. Oh, man.
Hopefully he can stay healthy. One other game I wanted to touch on, Chichi, was the Buccos and Reds. The night before, 2-1 Reds win, and then with Lodolo pitching well, and then last night Buccos win 1-0 with Mitch Keller pitching well and the bullpen doing their thing. So, you know, I love those 2-1, 1-0 games. You know, talk about good pitching, good young pitching on both sides. Hunter Green the one night, I think last night too, pitched well. So got Green, Lodolo, you got Skeens, you got Keller, you got Jones, you got, you know, Abbott. You know, a lot of good players on each side there, pitching wise, young pitching.
How do you handle that when you're watching them? Who, like, you root for both teams? You just root for everybody to do well. Pittsburgh,
man,
Reds.
Dude, you root for your buddies. I mean, listen, I think for the Reds, man. I mean, that's my heart. I mean, I played 8 years in Cincinnati. Grew up as a Pirate fan, so you root for those. But you root for Derek Shelton, you root for David Bell. You know, you root for those guys in the team. Like even like the you know, all the clubbies and all those guys. So many friends on each side. But you know, probably in baseball, if I'm where my heart is, will probably always be in Cincinnati, just because I was there for so long, and that's where so many great things happened in my life.
Yeah, dude, you got the Hall of Fame jacket. You got to say that.
Yeah, get the Hall of Fame jacket. You feel a lot of gratitude for that.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you got a lot to be grateful for today, man. You got that fake backdrop behind you. Sean's actually in his basement. He's lying this whole time.
Yeah, really. Just to prove I'm not in my basement, I'm going to give you the tour again. Look at that. Look, the basement doesn't work like that, Chinchy.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
It certainly doesn't. Holy strong, holy man.
So nice, dude. Look at that, all the way down there.
Oh man! All right, we'll go.
My basement doesn't have a house with a guy with 3 chimneys next to it, bro.
3 chimneys, dude. How many chimneys do you need? It's unbelievable.
I know. Oh my God, incredible.
Nice. All right, well, enjoy it out there, man. We got one more tomorrow. Tomorrow's
all right, man.
All right, great.
Okay, bro. Love you, man. Have a great rest of the day, everybody out there. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow.